When a person develops a vision disorder, it can feel as if life has been turned upside down. Almost every task can be a challenge. Knowledge, practice, and patience are needed to learn about the tools and resources that can help. Vision loss impacts almost every aspect of people's lives. This includes careers, hobbies and recreation, day-to-day functioning in the home, getting around in the community, meeting people and establishing relationships, as well as how it is that people feel about themselves. The purpose of this video is to provide you with information and insights about the impact of vision loss, as well as strategies for adjusting to significant vision loss. Specifically, we will review how an agency for the blind and visually impaired, such as Vista Center, provides the needed support and resources for those who are coping with significant vision loss. As a young working-age adult, my experience with coping with vision loss is reflected in the concepts you will hear about in this video. Trauma, frustration, fear, and denial were all emotions I felt. The support I received from Vista Center was critical for being able to reclaim back the aspects of my life that I thought I had lost due to the changes in my vision. Let's explore the impact of vision loss in more depth. People with vision loss may pull back from participating in life as fully as they once did. They feel as if they're not able to do things as they used to, and it's more difficult to get out and about. And there may be some hesitation in letting others know about the problems with their vision. An in-home visit with a member of Vista Center's social services staff is a valuable first step in learning about services, equipment, and resources. Clients learn about low vision evaluations, transportation resources, accessible technology, large button telephones, recorded books, classes, and counseling. Now you will hear from Carolyn Dingman, MSW, a social worker from Vista Center, and she will discuss the emotional impact of vision loss.
When people begin to lose vision, it usually has a strong impact on their emotions. Feelings can vary depending on a person's nature and personality, cultural group attitudes, and the severity of the vision loss. The reaction of friends and families has an impact, and so does prior thinking about what vision loss means. Feelings people have about vision loss and blindness affect how they are perceived by others and how they perceive themselves. Thoughts they had earlier in life about blindness and about blind and visually impaired people make a big difference in how their self-perception is altered when vision loss begins. For most people, the process of adjusting to vision loss is similar to the process of adjusting to grief. It may involve going through stages. At Vista Center, we like to use the 7 stages described in the book Self-Esteem and Adjusting with Blindness by Dean W. Tuttle and Naomi R. Tuttle, published by Charles C. Thomas in 1996. The 7 stages they describe are trauma, shock and denial, mourning and withdrawal, succumbing and depression, reassessment and reaffirmation, coping and mobilization, and the last phase, self-acceptance and self-esteem. These phases vary a lot from person to person and are sometimes experienced more than once when there is a new loss of vision or when there are other life changes. The first stage, trauma, can leave people feeling, "What hit me?" It's frightening to learn you're losing your eyesight, and it leads to a sense of turmoil. Phase 2 is called shock and denial. Shock can provide a kind of mental numbness, helping to keep people from being completely overwhelmed. But it can also prevent them from realizing they can't drive safely, or that they need help with certain tasks. It can lead them to hope for a miracle and continue seeking a medical cure that doesn't exist. This period of denial may last days, weeks, or even longer, and it can cause people to refuse services and aids that could benefit them. Time and offers of support can be helpful in moving on. During the next stage, mourning and withdrawal, reality sets in, and people start to really mourn the loss of sight. Feelings of grief, anger, frustration, and boredom are common. There may also be some self-pity and a sense that others don't understand what they're going through. The person with vision loss can become more egocentric and stop being aware of others' needs. Feelings like these can lead to loneliness and isolation. During this time, it's often helpful to talk with someone else who has suffered vision loss. At Vista Center, we offer a 4-session class called Choices and Changes, where clients have a chance to meet and talk with others, sharing their experiences and feelings, and learning about new ways of doing things. One-on-one counseling is also available with professionally trained counselors. The 4th stage is for most people a time of succumbing and depression. These feelings are an understandable response to the hardship of vision loss when people are becoming aware of all they can no longer do. They may feel very negative and pessimistic, as if all their goals are blocked. Some reactive depression is normal, but severe feelings of despondency and hopelessness may require professional help, and the family doctor should be consulted. During the time of mourning and depression, family members can help by getting concrete items like large button telephones, talking watches, or maybe a big button remote control. They can encourage structured activities that keep the person with vision loss occupied in positive ways. Stage 5, called Reassessment and Reaffirmation, is a turning point when people with vision loss start to feel like they will be able to cope. They begin to see that although there are very real limitations that come with visual impairment, they still have strengths. They're able to reassess their values and interests to see that life is still worth living. This is a time when many visually impaired clients are interested in joining support groups, taking computer classes, and considering an application to the State Department of Rehabilitation. During Phase 6, Coping and Mobilization, visually impaired people become aware of needing and wanting to learn new ways of doing things. They start to meet with teachers, attend classes, join support groups, acquire new skills, and learn about the devices and equipment that can help. At Vista Center, instruction and training include orientation and mobility, daily living skills, accessible technology, and Braille classes. The 7th and final stage of adjusting to vision loss is self-acceptance and self-esteem. Self-acceptance is an ongoing goal in life, and once visually impaired people have learned new ways of doing things, they usually move toward a stronger sense of self-esteem. They come to realize that blindness or visual impairment is just one part of who they are. They're able to talk with others more openly about their vision loss, and they come to know that this doesn't diminish them or define who they are.
Let's hear more about how family and friends can help someone during the time of adjusting to vision loss.
Having the help of family and supportive friends makes a huge difference for people who are adjusting to vision loss. During the down times, family members can try to understand that any anger directed at them is not necessarily because of things they've done, but rather comes from the frustration of losing vision. Love and affection and support are greatly needed, despite this anger. When the visually impaired person starts to cope and feel more positive, it helps to encourage classes, support groups, and training with rehabilitation teachers. There may be mistakes as a person starts to learn new skills, and these need to be accepted by all as part of the process of adjusting to living with vision loss. Families can help those with visual impairment recognize their ongoing strengths and affirm that they are still loved and valued as they were before. Asking for what you need is a critical skill, and people with vision loss must communicate as honestly and openly as possible with friends and family members. It's important that they state their needs for help clearly, realizing that they may need to wait to have those needs met. Saying thank you frequently is of course appreciated by those assisting them. Often people with vision loss are reluctant to ask for assistance because they feel they cannot give back. It helps to realize that many people like to give support and do not expect anything in return. It can also help to think about the ways that they are able to reciprocate and contribute, perhaps folding laundry, volunteering to make phone calls, or listening to a grandchild read. Adjusting to vision loss means learning to handle the challenge that's been given to you. It means adapting to new and challenging circumstances while still being you. It takes time, and while there may be periods of loss and sorrow and real difficulty, the potential for living a meaningful and active life can be rediscovered. In the words of Helen Keller, although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it.
In this video, you learned about the emotional impact of vision loss. We also learned how an agency for the blind can provide services and support to those who are learning how to cope and adapt to vision loss. Carolyn reviewed how working with an agency for the blind can help an individual to manage through the stages of adjusting to vision loss. And with this support, individuals can regain self-acceptance and improved self-esteem. At Vista Center, clients learn new skills, including orientation mobility, daily living skills, adaptive technology, all which help to restore a high quality of life. Social services provides information and referral and counseling, so individuals will receive the support they need when they most need it. Most importantly, the sooner someone gets the services that they need during the early stages of vision loss, the easier it will be to navigate the road to regaining a higher quality of life. If you are providing services to someone who is new to vision loss, or if you have experienced significant vision loss, we encourage you to contact Vista Center. In Palo Alto at 650-858-0202, or in Santa Cruz at 831-458-9766. You can also visit us on the web at www.vistacenter.org. This video was produced with the help of a grant provided by Cisco Systems Incorporated.